Hello, thank you for joining Real Tea by Dr. T. Today I am reading from the New Living Translation of Matthew chapter 8 in the series What Jesus Said. Starts off saying, large crowds followed Jesus as he came down the mountainside. Suddenly a man with leprosy approached him and knelt before him. Lord, the man said, if you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean. Jesus reached out and touched him. I am willing, he said, be healed. And instantly the leprosy disappeared. Then Jesus said to him, don't tell anyone about this. Instead, go to the priest and let him examine you. Take along the offering required in the law of Moses for those who have been healed of leprosy. This will be a public testimony that you have been cleansed. When Jesus returned to Capernaum, a Roman officer came and pleaded with him, Lord, my young servant lies in bed, paralyzed and in terrible pain. Jesus said, I will come and heal him. But the officer said, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come into my home. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know this because I am under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my soldiers. I only need to say go, and they go, or come, and they come. And if I say to my slaves, do this, they do it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed. Turning to those who were following him, he said, I tell you the truth. I haven't seen faith like this in all Israel. And I tell you this, that many Gentiles will come from all over the world, from east and west, and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at the feast in the kingdom of heaven. But many Israelites, those for whom the kingdom was prepared, will be thrown into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the Roman officer, go back home, because you believed. It has happened. And the young servant was healed that same hour. When Jesus arrived at Peter's house, Peter's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a high fever. But when Jesus touched her hand, the fever left her. Then she got up and prepared a meal for him. That evening, many demon-possessed people were brought to Jesus. He cast out the evil spirits with a simple command, and he healed all the sick. This fulfilled the word of the Lord through the prophet Isaiah, who said, he took our sicknesses and removed our diseases. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he instructed his disciples to cross to the other side of the lake. Then one of the teachers of religious law said to him, Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go. But Jesus replied, foxes have dens to live in, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place even to lay his head. Another of his disciples said, Lord, first let me return home and bury my father. But Jesus told him, follow me now. Let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Then Jesus got into a boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly, a fierce storm struck the lake, with waves breaking into the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, Lord, save us, we're going to drown. Jesus responded, why are you afraid? You have so little faith. Then he got up and rebuked the wind and waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. Who is this man? They asked. Even the winds and waters obey him. When Jesus arrived on the other side of the lake, in the region of the Gadarenes, two men who were possessed by demons met him. They came out of the tombs and were so violent that no one could go through that area. They began screaming at him, why are you interfering with them? Son of God, have you come there to torture they asked, before God's appointed time. There happened to be a large herd of pigs feeding in the distance, so the demons begged if they get cast out, could they be sent to the herd of pigs? All right, go, Jesus commanded them. So the demons came out of the men, and entered the pigs, and the whole herd plunged down the steep hillside into the lake and drowned in the water. The herdsmen fled to the nearby town, telling everyone what happened to the demon-possessed men. Then the entire town came out to meet Jesus, but they begged him to go away and leave them alone. Well, I hope these words have found you well. This is a very interesting story, isn't it? We see here in the book of Matthew chapter 8, the New Living Translation tells us in a different type of narrative some interesting information, how Jesus healed people, how he was able to show them, the miracles of the Lord through him, and how the spirits of the evil one was subject to him. But as you see the story ends, it's interesting how after the two men, not one now, all right, were possessed with those demons and they were free, how the people in the town had a problem with it. You would think they would want to have Jesus be there more often, let alone ask him to leave. They saw the power of the Lord through Jesus. Why would they desire such a thing? Hey, this is something that you might want to look up and research more if you can. Wouldn't you think it was interesting if you were in that situation as an eyewitness seeing such a thing? Well, if you read the story and you think about it, that's something to be questioned. Why would people not want to see people delivered and set free? What would be the motive? Think about it. Now, hopefully, you've had an opportunity to think on that. And if you don't know the Lord for yourself, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, what is it in this life that you feel that is more important to do or follow than it is to follow and live for Jesus? Well, until the next time you sit with me, God bless you. You enjoy your tea.